What's up, everybody? Tim Anderson here, aka Renfill, the bearded dwarven princess, and all of her glory, and we're back for another Rings of Power rant. Pew, pew, pew. Or discussion, as you would. Why did I do finger pistols? I don't know. We've talked about in the past Galadriel and Celeborn, and where is Celeborn, and we're going to be doing that again today, but we're taking another angle, and we're looking at not only where is Celeborn, where is Celebrian, the daughter that gets married to Elrond, who then births Arwen, who gets married to Aragorn, all of whom are characters in the Lord of the Rings and the appendices that Rings of Power has the rights to. What is going on here? We're going to discuss. But before we get to that point, I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to all of the folks up here who are supporters of the channel via the membership option here, the Adventurers Guild for $2.99 a month, and those of you who are supporting over at the Patreon page for the World of the Weave and the Void, that world map behind me. More information on that stuff in the links down below. And if you want to support the channel, it's super easy. You can join. You can click that button down there and drop a super thanks, whatever amount you want. Buy me a cup of coffee. You can also tune into live streams and do super chats and stickers, all of which are great things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon as we continue this series and beyond. And don't forget, Mondays in Middle Earth, every Monday at 11 a.m. Central, as I continue to read through the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, and the Silmarillion to re-educate myself on all these amazing things. Let's just get going, because it's a banger, ladies and gentlemen. It's a banger. So Galadriel, it says here, and again, I'm using the TolkienGateway.net, and I know some people in the comments like, you need to be reading the source material, and that's the only place that you should be getting your information from is the source material. Look, folks, this is a very respected website that has done a very exceptional job at taking the source material and putting it into a researchable format so that I don't have to pour through the pages and take a ton of notes and be like, I am a scribe living in the Middle Ages and I can only take notes by hand from a book in front of me. No, no, no. This is the 21st century. Get off it. According to this, in First Age 52, Finrod and Galadriel became long guests at Doriath, and this is when she met Celeborn, who was a kinsman of Thingol. So this is during the First Age. Long time before the Second Age happened. Um, she continued to live here until it says at the beginning of the Second Age, when Celeborn and Galadriel dwelt for a time in Lindon, south of Lune, while Gil-galad ruled in the north. Both left Lindon before the years 10 to 20, while Gil-galad became king. Apparently, thanks to her influence, they entered Eriador and dwelt in Lake Ninwile for a while. It says probably around SA 300, Second Age 300, they had a daughter, Celebrían. That's really important because Celebrían ends up marrying Elrond, who then becomes the mother of Arwen and the twins Elrohir and Elladan. Did I pronounce that right? She goes on to marry Aragorn. Says she was born in the early Second Age, likely in SA 300 when Galadriel refused to return to Eressëa and passed over the mountains, where she lived in Eregion and later into Lorien when her mother moved there in 1350, Second of Age. There's a lot of really interesting lore here in Galadriel's history, along with Celeborn. What was really interesting to me when I was reading through the Fellowship of the Ring, going through my Mondays in Middle Earth series, was the fact when we get to Lothlorien, the chapter about Lothlorien and the Fellowship arriving there, Celeborn is pretty much the one who does all of the talking. And even though Galadriel is sort of silent co-partner and co-founder of the kingdom, and she's the one who wields the ring. They're both members of the council, as I understand things. Different people say different things, um, but he's very much the master of Lothlorien, and the way that the book is written, she almost appears to take second fiddle to him, despite the fact that he has, despite the fact that she has, sorry, this rich history from the beginning. Um, and she was actually, and correct me if I'm wrong, Celeborn was he was not born um, in Valinor, correct? I could be mistaken on that. Dun, 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 dun. Says he, even though he was came to learn for the first age. Yeah, this is the most important thing to me. It says for the rest of the first age, Celeborn and Galadriel are not mentioned to have played any significant role in the general course of events of the age, although the relatives did. And I know with Galadriel in particular, it mentions that she didn't have anything to do with like um, the War of the Jewels. It says she did not have any significant role in the general course of events in the War of the Jewels, but she might have been well informed of the deaths of her brothers during the Dagor Bragolac and of Finrod's when he was held in captivity. But in any case, Celeborn is a very important character, and he is at her side. He is at Galadriel's side for every aspect of her life from the time they first met, which is way before the events that are taking place in the Rings of Power, which are, into the Second Age. So it begs the question, why did they strip his character out? And I get it. I get it. They wanted to portray Galadriel as a strong, independent, woman, because that has to be the modern take they wanted. I get that, and I'm not against that. I am not against that at all if they could make it work with the existing lore, because she did partake in some battles, but not the way that is represented in the show. That's less of a concern to me. I could give two shits about Galadriel, the warrior princess. That doesn't bother me as much as it bothers me that Celeborn is nowhere around, because one of the things that was sacred to Tolkien from the works that he was famous for is the relationships between people. The Beren and Luthien tale is so powerful. The Aragorn and Arwen tale is so powerful. Relationships were full of deep, rich meaning, spawning cycles of poetry and song. Um, Also, the characters, and I'm gonna butcher the name. Like Elrond's. Isn't it Elrond's father, Arendil? Also, sailing his ship through. I mean, these characters did crazy things for love, and they had these amazing relationships that spanned space and time. Like it wasn't just that they died and went away. It was, oh no, they're passing into the great beyond where they're going to continue to live on. And when you are done with Middle Earth, you will be able to meet back up with them once again, which makes these relationships even more powerful. And knowing how powerful these relationships are, where is Celeborn? Also, knowing that their daughter, Celebrían, goes on to become the mother of Arwen and marries Elrond, who's in this show as a major character. Where are all of these characters at? I just don't get it. Now, it could be, given the fact that they're committed to a 5 season arc, it could be that that's going to be part of the character arc for Galadriel, is they're going to have her transition from being this warrior princess who's going to be broken through something happening, largely probably related to the betrayal of Sauron. And then once that happens, she's going to need a way to mend herself. And we're going to end up seeing Celeborn arrive and swoop in. And not that she needs saving, because remember, Galadriel don't need no man. She's a strong, independent woman. But if they at least attempt to give that relationship any meaning, then they'll have Celeborn come in and be a meaningful way for her to find hope once again. Could happen. I don't know. And as much as I dislike the character of Disa, um, I think that the portrayal of the relationship between Durin and Disa by both actors is well done. Like I don't have anything against the actors portraying those roles. I'm not a big fan of the characters per se, but it is what it is as I'm watching the show. But I really am fascinated by the lack of Celeborn in the show at this point in time because they should have been married for a very long time and well on their way to having a daughter who becomes, Elrond's wife. Where are they? Where are they, Amazon? And how are you going to be working them into your show? You have to because they're in the books that you have the rights to. Food for thought. Comments down below. Like, subscribe, follow along. Support the channel with a super thanks. Thanks to all of you who are supporting here. Once again, shout out to all the members. I'll see everybody in the next episode. Rant on, everybody.